Pioneering, groundbreaking, experimental. Artist June Schwarcz was, according to the Smithsonian American Art Museum, quote, one of the most innovative enamelists of the 20th century, creating a remarkably varied body of work over a career spanning more than 60 years. Her technical innovations, combined with her inventive and unorthodox designs, set new standards for enameling, establishing her as a leading voice in American art who influenced a new generation of artists. Enameling, a 3,000-year-old art form, is the process of fusing glass to metal using high heat. To quote Schwarcz, "There's so much awful stuff done in enameling. It can lead to people with very gaudy taste." But her work was anything but. Primarily self-taught, Schwarcz didn't know she was breaking rules. After a friend introduced her to the technique, she was 36, she said, "I was fascinated by the complications of the technique itself. Technique and process stimulate me. I think through them. Their very limitations give me ideas." In just 2 years, in a field traditionally dominated by men, Schwarcz was included in the inaugural show at what is now the Museum of Arts and Design. And it didn't take long for the rest of the art world to appreciate her groundbreaking work. To quote curator and co-founder Bernard Jazar, June had an exceptionally inquisitive mind and was unparalleled in her ability to invent new forms in glass and metal. Schwarcz, who grew up in Denver, Colorado, was, from a very young age, drawn to color and form. Quote, "The beauty, life, vitality, essence, spirit, or whatever it is what matters in the things I want to own and make. The effect upon a receptive observer is all that matters." In a recorded interview with the Smithsonian's Archives of American Art, Schwarcz stated that no one in her family was artistic, but as a young girl she was taught the feminine arts, such as sewing and tailoring, including the use of patterns to plan and construct dresses and other clothes. These skills later informed her inventive approach to metalwork. Quote, "I love textiles and I love clothing. I get lots of ideas for vessels from clothing, because the body's a vessel and a dress is a vessel, and so is a hat." A gifted writer, Schwarcz chose instead to follow her passion and studied industrial design at Pratt, but due to financial limitations, did not graduate. Upon leaving school, she held jobs in packaging and textile design. In the late 1930s, she met husband Leroy Schwarcz, an inventive and creative mechanical engineer who was part of the team that built the original 2-mile-long linear accelerator. There was real creative energy between the two. According to their daughter, Leroy did macrame in the 60s, made wooden spoons, and did scrimshaw carvings on bone that were really good. June acknowledged that her husband's financial support allowed her to fulfill her creative ambitions, and he helped her on a practical level by building equipment, for example, a 30-gallon plating tank, tools for her workshop, and introduced her to new materials such as super-thin copper foil, which she treated like a textile, folding, pleating, and sewing it with copper wire, which served as the basis for her abstract vessels and bowls. Using the technique of electroforming to build up the copper surface, the flimsy sheets became rigid enough to accept enamel. According to Smithsonian Insider, this method became one of the craft revolutions for which she is known, one that other artists soon recognized and utilized. Schwartz's influences were myriad. Artists, architects, foreign cultures, philosophers, and novelists all found expression in her abstract surfaces. Quote, "I get influences for my work easily from all kinds of sources, but I'm very interested in ancient art. It's touching to me that something 2,000 years old can seem beautiful to a person then and still seem beautiful to us." A self-described compulsive maker of things I hope will be beautiful, Schwartz's influence in the field of enameling cannot be overstated. Designated a living treasure of California, she received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Northern California Enamels Guild and was awarded a gold medal by the American Craft Council. The crowning achievement of her professional career was a 40-piece show that toured nationally. Today, her work resides in many esteemed permanent collections. Schwarcz died in 2015 at the age of 97 in Sausalito, California. Quote, "I wanted terribly to think my work was good. It wasn't so important for me to think that I was popular. It was important to think that it was worth the doing." Given Schwartz's unique aesthetic sense and enduring body of work, its impact and accolades, I think it's safe to say it was absolutely worth the doing. Thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe, and get your art fix on. Until next time.